In the last episode, Ushio found out that his mother is still alive, so he went out with Tora to find about her. In the next episode we see a plane, where a monster has wrapped itself around the plane, so the pilot was unable to control it. Just then a picture of his daughter falls from the pilot, and he is sad, because he will not be able to return home this time. After this, the plane crashes. Next we see Ushio and Tora, who had come to the airport to go to Hokkaido, but seeing the plane, Tora was very excited. That's when Atsuzawa begins to explain to Yu-chan that my jet and your father's almost crashed into each other, but it's no one's fault in this, because it was all because of a monster, who had wrapped himself around the plane, after which the plane crashed. Now Ushio was listening attentively to Atsuzawa, but Yu-chan doesn't believe his words, because she thinks Atsuzawa is lying. But Ushio believes Atsuzawa's words, so he immediately starts asking Tora about this monster. Then Tora tells, maybe it is Fusuma, who lives in the sky and sometimes comes on surface to kill humans. After this Tora tells, I have fought with him before, but killing him is not that easy, because biting, hitting and lightning can do nothing to him, but a lot of fire is his weakness. Now Tora asks Ushio, will we find either of those in the sky? But Ushio say nothing. Yu-chan and Atsuzawa were also going on the same plane, in which Ushio and Tora were going. But Yu-chan considered Atsuzawa to be the murderer of his father. Now Ushio tries to talk with her, but as the plane depart, Yu-chan starts crying, because she was missing her father. Seeing this, Ushio calms her down. Then Yu-chan starts telling that my father was the pilot of the plane that crashed a month ago, and the plane that almost hit the JAST fighter plane. Atsuzawa was flying it, who used to work under my father. That's why Yu-chan considers Atsuzawa to be the murderer of her father. Then we see that Fusuma has started coming towards the plane. Now Atsuzawa starts talking to Ushio, because he understood that Ushio believes him. Atsuzawa starts telling that day, I saw something in the sky, though it did not show up on the radar, and when my fighter jet was almost to crash with the plane, I saw a monster on it. Suddenly this plane starts to wobble, and it turns out that Fusuma has arrived on the plane. Seeing this, Atsuzawa immediately goes to check on the pilot. Now Tora tells Ushio to take care of this monster with the beast spear, but he do not have the spear right now. Then Tora reminds him and tells him to call the spear. Hearing this, Ushio calls the spear and immediately it comes to him. Now Yu-chan was shocked to see him. However, Ushio could not do anything, because Fusuma was in the air. On the other hand, Fusuma has killed the pilot. So Atsuzawa tried to control the plane, because he wants to protect Yu-chan and everyone. But the control system were not working and Fusuma injures Atsuzawa. Now Ushio asks Tora to go through the wall to the outside, and beat Fusuma. But Tora refuses to do so. That's why Ushio uses beast spear, after which Tora comes outside, where Fusuma was in front of him and he recognizes it. After this he starts asking Tora, what are you doing here? But Tora attacks him with his fire, because of which some of his body parts get destroyed. But seeing this, all the passengers starts panicking. Now Yu-chan had also seen Tora and Fusuma, so she starts to believe that this monster has killed her father. Tora was trying to kill Fusuma, but none of his attacks had any effect on him. Now, Yu-chan comes to check on Atsuzawa and gets worried seeing him injured. Now Atsuzawa requests backup from JAST, and tells them that a monster has attacked the aircraft. That's why he needs an immediate backup of an armed fighter jet. But they do not detect anything on the radar. That's why they don't take any action. This thing worries Atsuzawa. But still he doesn't want anything to happen to Yu-chan. That's when Ushio tells him that Fusuma can be killed with a lot of fire. But they do not have any choice for this. That's why they need a missile. Here Tora attacks Fusuma, but even its fire has no effect on him, because Fusuma could not be killed with such a low fire. Tora gets angry at Ushio, because he was not using beast spear, so he reminds him that the beast spear was made to kill yokai, so he can stab that monster outside through the wall. Hearing this, Ushio gets ready to use the beast spear. He asks Tora to use his lightning power, while he will attack from below with beast spear. After this Tora starts attacking Fusuma and Ushio also gets ready. But Yu-chan was enraged by her father's death, so she also wants to kill Fusuma with him. Seeing this, Ushio takes her with him. Now Tora attacks Fusuma with his lightning power, after which Ushio also uses beast spear. Because of this Fusuma gets injured, and JAST also detects an unknown thing on the radar. But Fusuma was still alive and he starts attacking Tora. Nevertheless, the Air Force has left for help and they immediately contacts Atsuzawa. Now Atsuzawa tells him about Fusuma, which can only be killed by a lot of fire, so he tells the Air Force to attack with missiles. But the Air Force could not attack with missiles in these conditions. Now Tora asks Ushio to take him to the top of the plane, because he wants to cut up Fusuma with Beast Spear. Hearing this, Atsuzawa and Yu-chan forbid him to do so, but he has no other options. So he comes to the top of the plane with Tora. Now, both go together to attack Fusuma, but Fusuma capture both of them very easily. However, Ushio cuts off both its hands with Beast Spear, and Tora destroys both legs with his fire. Now because of this, Fusuma gets separated from the plane. Therefore, the Air Force easily locks the target and attacks it with missiles, whose fierce fire starts destroying Fusuma. But he starts saying that Beast Spear is out in the world. That's mean. Hakumen is about to appear. However, Fusuma thinks his luck is good, because he do not want to meet Hakumen. After this, Fusuma gets destroyed. Now Tora and Ushio were safe. That's why Yu-chan becomes happy. But the rear landing gear was not working, so Ushio also gets scared by this. Seeing this, Tora starts laughing. Then Ushio says him, there is nothing you can do also, because you can't lift up this plane. This angers Tora, and he gets ready to lift up the plane to prove himself. After this, the plane lands, but Tora with his power stops it from crashing. But now Yu-chan understood cause of her father's death, so she apologizes to Atsuzawa. After this, Ushio leaves with Tora and Yu-chan says that we will meet again. In the next scene, a monster kills a lot of people, and his name was Juuru. Seeing this, his siblings want to stop him, but humans have stolen his house. That's why he hates them and kills them in anger. Now his siblings want to stop him, because it is too dangerous for humans and for them too. However, the only one able to stop him is the one who controls the Beast Spear. Next day, Ushio lost the money that his father gave to him, so he was angry because of this. But now two people were following him. Suddenly something tried to attack a girl, and Ushio thinks it is a whirlwind. But Tora tell him, it is actually a kamitachi. Just then it tried to attack on Ushio. Seeing this, Ushio attack with Beast Spear. But as he goes to kill him, a lady stops him and requests to listen to her before that. Then Tora tells Ushio that they were testing you to see if you could actually control the Beast Spear. Now they take Ushio and Tora to the deep mountain, where they used to live. Now they reveal that they are actually ancient yokai, and people call them kamitachi. Now they implore Ushio to kill their brother Juuru. Hearing this, Ushio gets angry, because they want to kill their own brother. Just then Ushio sees the dead body of a villager. Then Raishin starts saying that, if we leave things as they are, more of your human brethren will be slain by Juuru. Now Kagari brings Tora out, because Raishin wants to talk to Ushio in private. But she thinks Tora is weak. Then Tora says, I thought you Kamitachi lived further south. Hearing this, Kagari gets angry and say that we were forced out by humans. That's why I hate humans. Here Raishin tells Tora that we Kamitachi work in threes. The first trips a human, the second cuts the human, and the third treats the wound. Now Raishin tells that this is how we protect our house. Apart from this, Kagari's medicine makes the wound move immediately. But we have a rule, we cannot kill humans without any reason, because if this happens then humans will destroy us. But Juuru has broken this rule, so he must pay with his life. Now Raishin requests Ushio to lend him the power of Beast Spear. On the other hand, Tora starts asking Kagari about her brother. Then Kagari says, you cannot do anything in this, because you are scared of the Beast Spear. Now Tora gets angry because of this, but Kagari also takes out her blade. That's when Tora finds something wrong here, so he asks Kagari to stop, but she cuts his hand. Suddenly Juuru comes here, and tells Raishin, I am going to kill the humans. Now Raishin tried to remembering him about the rule, but he was not worried about the rule, because they had to leave their home because of humans. After this, Juuru also removes the human form, because he wants to tell humans who he is. Raishin asks him to stop this, because by doing this they will also be in danger. However, Juuru was not worried about this. Just then he get the sensation of Beast Spear, so he understands that his siblings have taken human help, so that they can kill him. Now Ushio angrily goes to kill Juuru, but he injures him easily. He then goes to kill Ushio, but Tora attacks him with his severed hand, and says that I am the one who is going to eat him. After this, Tora goes to attack him, but he runs away from here. Now Tora asks Ushio to leave, but he is about to die, so Tora gets angry. That's when Kagari tells that there is a way to save his life. Now Tora angrily starts asking Raishin about this. Then Kagari tells him about her medicine, because Kamitachi's injury can only be healed by her medicine. Kagari then uses her medicine and saves Ushio's life. However, he wants to stop Juuru from killing humans. Just then he sees Tora's severed hand, and starts worrying about it. But Tora says, I just need to stake it back on. That's why Ushio does the same. Seeing this, Tora asks, why are you so worried about helping me now? Then Ushio says, this is because I am a human. After this they go to the construction site, because Juuru went there to kill humans. But Ushio feels something was wrong with Juuru, and it seems Juuru was crying. Kagari starts saying, it is the humans' fault that Juuru ended up like that. Because before that they used to live in a place named Hida, but humans were afraid of them. That's why they used to stay away from humans' territory. Back then, Juuru was a kind, warm yokai, who would hesitate even to cut off a human's pinky finger, and he always wanted to live there. But then humans started construction, because of which they went away. But wherever they used to go, the same thing happened with them, because of which Juuru started hating humans. After this Kagari says, we may have to kill him, but my heart will always be with my brother. After this all four come to the construction site, where Juuru was also there. Now Kagari wants to talk to Juuru, but he was furious, so he tries to kill Ushio. Seeing this, Kagari and Raishin stop him, and Kagari explains to him, killing the humans now would not solve anything, but we can live somewhere else. To this Juuru says angrily, we will just be chased out again, but I have had enough of that. Hearing this, Ushio attacks him with Beast Spear, but this time Juuru can't face it, so he cuts the mountain and drops it on them. Now Tora and Ushio hold the mountain up, but Kagari and Raishin were stuck under the truck. Apart from this, gasoline was also leaking, so if it ignites, it will explode. Now Ushio asks Tora to help them, but he alone was not able to do anything. Just then Juuru starts saying, are you trying to beg for mercy by doing this? Hearing this Tora asks, do you hate humans that much? To this Juuru says, yes I do, because they chased us out of our home. Then Ushio says, I am one of the humans that destroyed your home, so come and kill me. Now Juuru angrily goes to kill him. However, Tora stops him with the help of the stone, and tells Ushio, the humans took his house, but why the hell should you have to get stabbed? Then Ushio says that, I never even thought about it before, but when a factory or anything else that's useful to us is built, we drive out whatever else lived there before, because when I was a kid, the jungle gym was my special place, and I loved it, but when some kid fell off it, they tore it down over safety concerns, so that I hated them, who took away something I loved. Now Ushio gets very emotional, and says sorry to Juuru, because he can't do anything to help him get his home back. That's when a group of construction workers comes here, and one of them throws the stone at Juuru, due to which Juuru gets angry. Seeing this the worker gets scared, and the cigarette falls into the gasoline, due to which it catches fire, but Tora was unable to lift the truck alone. Seeing this, Juuru helps him, but the task was still difficult. Now Ushio requests help from the construction workers. Hearing this, many workers come to help them, due to which the lives of Kagari and Raishin are saved. Now Ushio tells Juuru, I will find another place for you guys to live, where you can live in peace. Hearing this Juuru says, if that could happen, it would be great. But suddenly he stabs himself with the beast spear, because he wanted to hear most were the words, Ushio said. After this Juuru says his siblings, if you are going to survive, you cannot give up your human forms. Maybe there is not a place left for us in this world, after all. After this Juuru dies, but this make Ushio and everyone sad. After this the episode ends, but if you have missed the previous part, then definitely watch the video of the left side.